$840 a year is what Adobe requires you to pay to use their suite. If you don't want to pay that, there is an alternative that has the main essentials like Photoshop, Premiere Pro, After Effects, Lightroom, Illustrator, Acrobat Pro, the main ones. So it seems to be what I'm looking for. How much is it? $660 every year? Oh my goodness. I've been an Adobe user since 2020. I was just a little boy with Photoshop in a dream. I learned how to make cool clothes on Roblox, which was pretty fun. And shortly after, I jumped into learning After Effects. I kind of skipped Premiere since I had Filmora at the time. I locked in on After Effects after seeing some pretty cool Rocket League edits and inspired me to make my own. Was pretty chill. Later though, I decided to conquer Premiere Pro, which was actually pretty easy, probably because I used other softwares like VSDC, Filmora, and DaVinci before. What a life to be living. I got a full suite of creative apps to quench my never-ending creativity thirst. It's 2025 now. Up until now, I've been using a student plan for my Creative Cloud subscription, so $30 a month. Okay, but just 4 months ago, it jumped back up to $60 a month. I don't know why it was 60. I mean, the price currently is something different. This was a big enough scare for me to consider the justifiable cost of my tools, my creative apps. Up until then, my dad was paying for my Creative Cloud. I was 14 at the time, so I had no worry in the world, but now things are kind of different. I am starting college. It is going to be a matter of time until I have to start paying for my own software, like an adult. At this point, I was oblivious to the cost of Adobe's Creative Cloud. I decided that I was going to search up how much I'd have to pay for Adobe's Creative Cloud so I could, pay for my own garbage like an adult. Holy crap! They want me to pay an annual subscription that has a fat hidden cancellation fee when I try to cancel? And the fee is determined on how many months I have to pay for my annual subscription? And they try to hide that information when I'm purchasing so that I'm not detoured from purchasing their software? How does the FTC not know? They're so scummy that the federal government had to step in. Do you want to subscribe to that? Now, I want to clarify something. I have been an Adobe user for a long time. Creative software is my passion, and Adobe has great software. Photoshop is still a wonderful photo editing software. Illustrator too. After Effects, Lightroom, they're all good. The problem: their software being good is not enough to justify the price. Photoshop is great. I still like the software, but I can do the same thing in Affinity Photo. And I can do all of that in a one-time purchase that lasts me a lifetime. Same thing for Illustrator. We got Affinity Design. And if that still costs too much, Photopea is literally free. It's made to be exactly like Photoshop, but free. And we even got one for Illustrator. It's VectorP, though that one's kind of unheard of for a few good reasons. It's got some improving to do. But still, don't even talk about Premiere Pro. You should know why. If you do, skip to this point in the video. But if you don't, DaVinci Resolve. I didn't want to break up with After Effects, but I knew I had to. Before I did, I had to make sure DaVinci Resolve had a few features that I would want. In After Effects, I love the keyframe editor. I love the rotoscoping. I love the motion tracking and a bunch of little things like turbulent displace or motion tile. When I watched a video on DaVinci Resolve, it was like love at first sight. DaVinci Resolve 20 just came out, and it's got a lot of awesome features. The Magic Mask, too, is really good. It's able to get individual hair strands, like, you used to have to use Rotoscope's 3 edge correction tool to do that. And one thing that really bugged me with Adobe was that I would have to go back and forth from Premiere to After Effects to Premiere if I wanted to do something longer than a cool little edit. I love my cool visual effects, and I love making motion graphics for my longer videos. Why can't I keep that quality consistent? It's really hard to make a full video in After Effects. And I literally did a whole video on trench warfare in After Effects because I was so upset with that. But what does DaVinci have? Fusion. Legit, I just have to go to the Fusion tab and boom, I have Premiere and After Effects in one software. I don't have to painfully export in one and then close it and then slowly open another and then start editing it and then export. It's all in the same software. I literally have Premiere and After Effects in these two tabs alone, minus a few features, you know, maybe in that one than this one, and arrangement. It's pretty much the same thing, at least in capability. I could go on and on about DaVinci, but like I said in my last video, that's for another video. Stay on the lookout. Now that I'm done with that, I want to surprise the people who did skip. If you didn't skip and you're here, you're safe. I'm gonna jump scare the ones who did. So yeah, Premiere gets smogged when you sum up the capabilities of both software. I actually have a little graph I made right here. At this point, I still want to mention that these softwares are not objectively bad. They're good. I hold no hate for any of them. Almost. But yeah, their software being good is not enough to justify the price. Something that can justify the price is if you like how in like Premiere or After Effects, you can set up your own workspaces and then you can just arrange it to work however you want it to be. Or maybe you have external plugins that work exclusively for one of these softwares, like in After Effects, you got Flow. Out of all of the apps, minus Acrobat, I think After Effects is probably the only one that is so good that it being good justifies paying for it alone, not the Creative Cloud. After Effects is a really unique software and you can do a lot with it. A lot of VFX softwares aren't like After Effects. There's just no other good VFX softwares that set up like After Effects. Whereas in DaVinci, you got Fusion and you use nodes and, well, so does Nuke. I also want to say Lightroom, but I don't know. The alternatives are pretty good, but they're not like DaVinci Affinity good, but they're still good. I hope that Adobe users will wake up and stand up for their art and their wallets. Adobe makes this really hard though. Their business model is really good at trapping its customers in its suite. That being said, I do not hate Adobe's products. I actually try to back them up when people try to diss them. You see, the problem isn't with Photoshop or even Premiere. The problem is with Adobe, and that is still where it stands today.